Hello everybody and welcome back to yet another The Batman review. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at the all new Jada Toys 1/18 scale Next Level, the Batman and the Batmobile. And straight up, without a doubt, this is by far the best Batmobile that I've seen for the upcoming The Batman movie. The attention to detail that Jada Toys have packed into this piece literally obliterates any of the other competition that I've seen out there. And in regards to the light up features, this truly is a work of art. Now before we delve in and take a look at this absolute beast, we'll very quickly take a look at the included the Batman figure, and surprisingly for the scale it's actually been detailed really nicely and the paintwork isn't too bad at all. Now as standard with these larger figures, the entire torso as well as the legs is completely die cast, which adds a great ton of weight to this piece, but the arms and the head have just been cast out of this slightly more pliable PVC material, and the same can also be said here for the cape. But I really love the details, such as the grapnel gun actually inserted in the holster here on the side of the leg. You can see the utility belt completely painted and sculpted, as so is the bat emblem, and the tasers there on the side of the gauntlet. The face sculpt doesn't look the best, and to be honest I would have much rather had them just left the eyes stark black than the white that we've got here, but in all honesty it's definitely not a bad inclusion, and pretty certain that you guys mainly bought this set for the main event itself, that being the Batmobile. Now this is so nicely done. Like many of you, when we first saw images of this on set, I actually didn't like the design of it, but actually seeing it in the movie, I won't spoil it for you, but honestly it had an amazing entrance, almost as good of an entrance if not slightly better than the Batman himself. The actual vehicle that the Batman owns is almost just as iconic as the character, and you can see that Jada Toys have done an amazing representation here in this 1/18 scale. Now you can see that in regards to detail, just looking fantastic. I really love this almost sleek nature that we've got going on here for this new design, and I love that it appears to be a lot more realistic than some of the previous Batmobiles that we've seen, either from the Justice League or of course the Tumbler that we saw in the Dark Knight. This really does appear as if though it could be a vehicle that someone could put together in a workshop. Now you can see that in regards to detailing, the front hood looks fantastic. We've got a mixture of gunmetal as well as this really awesome matte black for the hood section. You can see here for the front headlights, we've got some nice transparent detailings where this is concerned. Honestly, once we get this completely lit up, it's going to look 100 times better. But you can see the bumper section there has been picked out in a lovely gunmetal, and as we just spin our attention here to the side, I love the details such as the exhausts which jut out here. You can see this rack section, and as we spin our attention to the back, you've got all of these various different braces, and of course that magnificent engine piece, which I'm not sure about yourselves, but is in fact this particular Batmobile's main highlight in my opinion. This looks absolutely incredible. You can see there all of the exhaust pipes, that massive thruster, as well as the exhausts here at the top. If I were to be nitpicky, it's that I'm not a huge fan of the silver exhausts that we've got here. I really wish that Jada could have hollowed these sections out, as they definitely do look rather cheap when in comparison to some of the rest of the sharper details that we've got going on here. Most significantly would be these exhausts. I do wish that these ones resembled slightly more of what we've got going on here, but other than that, you can see the tail lights there fully sculpted, and as we just open the doors, they have fully gone the extra mile to sculpt the interior with some really nice speedometers, as well as some dashboard detailing. You can even see the throttle in there, and we have got one fully sculpted in C, as well as that cage that the Batmobile now has in the movie. Now, in regards to features, considering this is in the 1/18 scale, it's a little more jam-packed than some of their other offerings. So much like I believe it's the 1/24 scale, you can in fact actually open up the hood here, which too is completely die-cast. The entire main body or shell of this is die-cast, which adds a great ton of weight to this piece. But you can see there some really nice sculpt work. It does allow you to appreciate some of the sharper details of the sculpt. But this Batmobile's main feature is that it does indeed actually include lights. So in order to activate them, you'll want to flip here to the base, which too hasn't actually been detailed too badly either, and you can see how we've got a try me as well as the off and on switch. So of course we're going to want to switch this on. Now granted, I do have incredibly bright studio lights actually shining on this. I'll be sure to dim them in just a second, so the lighting upon first glance may not appear to be all that impressive, but believe me, they are super vibrant. So you can see here at the front, looking fantastic. Even with the harsh lighting of the review station, these are still super bright. We've got this orange here for the center section, as well as these super piercing LEDs going on for the headlights. Even as we take a look here towards the top section, you can see how that orange section completely lights up that region, and the subtle details of the orange that we've got here for the exhausts on the side are just so nicely done. But I'm almost certain that, like myself, you guys are absolutely going to love the way this looks here from the back. The attention to detail is just astonishing. You can see how the rear lights fully illuminate this really aggressive looking red. We've got an awesome red light here at the top, which when we dim the lights will completely light up this engine section, and you can see the actual main thruster itself there has got this really awesome burning orange. Overall, it's just such a fantastic looking Batmobile. Honestly, a really impressive piece. I'll very quickly be sure to dim the lights and show you guys how it looks in slightly darker lighting conditions. So here I've turned off pretty much all of the lights in the review station, and now you'll truly be able to behold just how magnificent this Batmobile looks. Honestly, it actually looks 10 times better in person than it's coming across on camera, but you can see especially where that rear detailing is concerned, it just looks awesome, literally as if though it's leapt straight out of the movie. You can see those tail lights there, super vibrant, that really awesome orange burning effect that we've got going on here for the main engine piece, and that red light here at the top which shines down over the engine, which really does help to amplify some of the sharper details of the sculpt. As we just spin our attention here to the side, you can see some wicked orange details, as well as the orange here for the hood. Considering it's much darker, you can see how it does fully illuminate these sections, which looks wicked. And here at the front, those headlights are just so vibrant and piercing. If I just shine them here on the back of the review station, there is in fact actually quite a significant distance to where these are and where my review station ends, but you can see they are shining and lighting that up like there's no tomorrow. So overall, definitely an incredibly awesome piece. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I have without any doubt that this is by far the best Batmobile that you guys can purchase for the upcoming The Batman movie. Now, for some very quick size comparisons, here we have our all-new next level 1/18 scale compared next to the 1/32 scale, so you can see a significant increase. And to be fair, detail I would say is pretty much matched. Of course, with this version, it does allow you to truly appreciate some of the sharper details of the sculpt, such as the silver engines that we've got here at the back, whereas they are absent here on this release. I believe they're sculpted, but just not fully painted. And as we take a look here at the back section, honestly, the 1/18 scale absolutely blows this smaller version out of the water. But as we just bring in some Batman figures, here I do have a mint on sealed card Spin Master Batman. So just to show you how this version kind of stacks up, I'll try and line it up to the best of my ability. You can see it is roughly a head shorter than the Spin Master version, so this may in fact actually not look too bad when being displayed alongside the Batmobile. But just comparing the Batman next to his Batmobile, I think these make for a fantastic pairing. And here for another comparison, just for fun really, here we have what I did consider to be the best Batmobile that we saw for the movie so far, that being the Lego Technic version, compared to what is without a doubt now the new best Batmobile, that of course being the 1/18 scale. So the Lego Technic version is still a lot bigger when in comparison to this, but in terms of design, considering we're dealing with an actual almost real life representation when in comparison to Lego, this version looks so much cooler. But the Lego version is actually really impressive, most noticeably would be once again where that rear engine is concerned. And so some final thoughts for the Jada Toys 1/18 scale next level, the Batman and the Batmobile. If you guys haven't guessed already, I think this is a fantastic piece, by far the best collectible that personally I've picked up so far from Jada, and as you guys all know, I've been thoroughly impressed with their work. This is a work of art. The actual Batmobile itself looks incredible. Not only does it once again have that amazing die-cast construction which adds a ton of weight to the vehicle, but the sculpt work is so precise that if you were to just photograph this, you probably would be forgiven for believing this is the actual prop as seen in the movie. I think the LEDs definitely make all of the difference when in comparison to some of the smaller offerings out there, especially where the back region is concerned. Those tail lights as well as that engine truly are a sight to behold once fully illuminated, and to be fair, even the front with the headlights and that main almost hood section too also looks really nicely done. The Batman figure is a really nice inclusion. Whilst it's not as detailed as the Batmobile itself, it's more of an accessory, a stand-in piece just to kind of display alongside the Batmobile. So to be fair, I've never really cared that much about the figures. It truly is all about the vehicle, and I think they've done a smashing job. If I had any critiques with this, it would be that sadly I do find those exhausts, those silver ones, to look slightly cheap when in comparison to the rear exhausts that we've got going on. I think if they maybe would have hollowed those out, it would have looked so much better, but as it stands, in the grand scheme of things, that really is just a minor critique. So with all that being said, I believe that just about wraps up my review here for the 1/18 scale, the Batman Batmobile. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. Is this a piece that you guys are intending to add to the collection, and what did you guys think of the movie if you've seen it? I thank you all so much for watching, and until my next review, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.